On a typical day, about 11,000 students traverse these hallways, engage in learning and teaching here at Durham College. They engage in a plethora of educational activities towards their higher educational experience. We have partnered with Global USS to explore some of the innovative installations in audiovisual technology employed by Durham College to positively influence and facilitate these students' teaching and learning. A typical day would normally start right here in the atrium, where the student will grab their beverage and then explore and go into some of this technology. We will visit some of these learning spaces and explore with some of our industry experts from Global USS, as well as some of our AV technologists here at Durham College to see how this technology has been employed and how it influences teaching and learning in a positive way. I'm Richard Jules, Director of User Support Services here at Durham College IT Services. But today, I pose as a student. To help along, I introduce Elgin, one of our AV techs here at Durham College.
Hi Richard, how are you today? So today we're going to be looking at the video wall. This is a 17 by 8 video wall with 102 modular pieces. It's a 2.5 millimeter pixel pitch. It is mainly used for digital signage to allow students to know what is happening on campus. This is also used for event spaces where, for example, screenings for movies. We have speakers to complement the video wall, and also we have mic inputs for any Q&A questions.
This was fantastic information. But right now, my agenda says I've got to be in class in the Rotary Global Classroom. So that's where I'm headed right now. Here I am, a student in the Rotary Global Classroom, a world-class innovative teaching space like none other in Ontario colleges. This room was built to facilitate worldwide teaching and learning collaboration. You'll see the large video wall, student pods, dynamic microphones, speakers, and the other technology that makes this room click.
We have a 30 by 6 video wall, 2 line array speakers, 12 in-ceiling speakers, 2 pole-mounted microphones. The video wall itself is a 30 by 6 with a 1.5 pixel pitch. So to help faculty use the Global Classroom, we have a touch panel here that will let them connect to the video wall. There's 4 different features for this touch panel: a standard lecture with students in the class, distance learning that uses the Poly or any type of cloud video conferencing. We have the collaborative lecture that uses the pods in the classrooms, and for events.
Other video components in the room, we've got 6 PTZ cameras to pick up the students and the instructor for the video conference sessions for the Global Classroom. There are also video inputs available around the room, so we've got 3 floor boxes, which gives some flexible positions for that lectern. And each of the 5 student pods also have their own HDMI input. The main control center of the space is the lectern. A lot of time in the design went into this, as the faculty had a big room coming to them with all this tech, and we had to figure out how to make it accessible for them. So the Crestron touch panel is the main unit there that allows them to interface, and there's a lot of development time put into it to make it easy. We had a few sessions with them to understand their various needs, how they want to teach, and then afterwards some training sessions to prep them before school started. It provides a really simple, intuitive interface and allows them to leverage all this stuff quite comfortably. Here we are with the equipment racks, which house all the critical infrastructure and processing components for all the signals that we have in the classroom and the atrium. The 4 critical components are the video matrix, video wall processors, audio DSP, and control system processor. The video matrix is a 64 by 64 Crestron DM switcher. It collects all the various video signals from the spaces and distributes them to the destinations. So the lectern inputs, the PTZ cameras, the student inputs for their HDMI wall plates, those are all taken into the switcher and they're routed as needed to the video wall processors, the displays, and other destinations. The video wall processors are planar processors. They are matched to the planar video wall. And they take in the various video inputs and they map them as needed to the wall. These video wall processors, they will manipulate the images, shrink them, scale them, move them around as needed, and map them to what's essentially a digital canvas. Audio is handled by a DSP, which stands for Digital Signal Processor. It's a similar concept to a video matrix where we take in audio signals and route them to various destinations. All these critical components that handle all these signals, they need instructions on what to do. This is what the control system processor is responsible for. In this case, we have a Crestron Pro 3 running the show. Whenever we interact with the touch panel of the lectern or the wall-mounted panel, that interaction sends out a command to that processor, and instruction sets then drive the various components like the video switcher and the audio processor.
As a successful proponent in the tendering process for the global class, Global USS assisted to provide every innovative AV feature which was intentionally selected to enhance collaboration. The installation was aimed at the objective of building a world-class collaboration facility. While I'm posing as a student, I'm actually standing here in the Rotary Global class where lots of faculty engage students in learning and teaching in innovative ways. Today, now, this moment, I remove my student hat and I stand as the faculty stands in this space. And the faculty who normally are here are on screen. Lon Appleby, one of the professors who frequents this particular learning teaching spot, as well as Cassandra, one of the technical administrative assistants here, they're going to tell me what it's like to interact with students and teach in this space.
The evidence for why this is working well and really well is not just because I, as a faculty member, enjoy teaching so much out of the space, but ultimately it's about the students and how it's resonating with them. And I can tell you through the student feedback questionnaires that have been done regularly while I've been teaching in this space, the students really enjoy this experience too. And it is because the technology itself is sophisticated, it's world class, and the students can sense that. And you have to remember that the students themselves are exposed constantly to very good technology.
How has this room worked to facilitate student success during times of pandemic control, remote teaching and learning, and any hybrid teaching and learning?
So I work with multiple faculty members using the Global Classroom. I have had faculty members who do their classes entirely synchronously. Their students join the class through whichever platform they choose to use. We get them all set up, we get the class running, and I'm live monitoring the class to make sure everything's running smoothly. Some faculty members prefer to do hybrid classes where they'll do, say, for example, a pre-recorded lecture, and then they'll have a live class to discuss those pre-recorded lectures. So faculty find it's a little easier to get through their content that way. They don't lose the flow of the lecture, and then students are encouraged to ask questions. I have some faculty who are just kind of getting into this idea and are looking at doing this hybrid method of sharing information. I think Lon has actually done both large-scale classes with our international groups as well, and we've also done the hybrid method with your classes too.
And I think that's really exciting to be able to demonstrate to everyone in higher education that this new kind of world that we're in, this new kind of learning world, has to be collaborative. And we have to be working with our students and listening to our students to create new and exciting models of education that use technology in a world-class way.
Lon, Cassandra, we thank you so much for your input today regarding the Rotary Global Classroom. Wow. Now my student schedule says I'm leaving this global class and I'm headed for the Nursing Simulation Lab. That's my next class. We are here in our Nursing Simulation Lab. Of course, we are operating in pandemic times, but this happens to be one of our labs that remains pretty busy. Here, we have intentionally installed some technology that facilitates our protocol compliance in these times of restrictions. To tell us more about some of those AV innovative installations is John Busa of Global USS.
We're standing here in one of the patient care labs, which is part of the overall healthcare simulation system for the nursing department. It consists of 3 labs, similar to what we're standing in right now, and a control booth. What the system does, it allows healthcare scenarios to be simulated for the students as they're training and learning. It also integrates with the various kind of medical instruments and mannequin that you see here, for example. The space is great. It allows students to train as part of the curriculum and get ready for the real world when they move to hospitals and clinics. And of course, it also provides a space for examinations. So students here are, when they perform their exercise and training, they're recorded and monitored by those in the control booth. This is all as well archived to the healthcare simulation platform, and later students can have a debrief with the instructors. The specific technology we have here are 3 overhead PTZ cameras for monitoring the students' actions. There's a ceiling speaker which can play back various commands and instructions and sounds from the control booth. Originally, we had for the students wireless ear set microphones. Every student had their individual microphone, so their voices can be recorded. But with COVID times, we changed this over to this wall-mounted unit here, which is a beam-forming array microphone. Hands-free, of course, so that kind of provides a little capture zone right outside the bed when the students are heard. In addition to the control booth staff, a very important member of any simulation is what's called a confederate. This is an individual as part of the healthcare team staff. They've got a little discrete earpiece and they can kind of listen in to instructions sent from the control booth. So they can kind of direct the students as needed and things like that. In the control booth itself, there are some touch panels and microphones for the staff to speak out to the room, whether it's to that confederate or to the students. And the touch panel there, they can toggle pretty much the communications going which way they like. And that's the overview of the system here.
I've just rushed over from my class in the Nursing Simulation Lab. And here I am in the Student Services Building. This is a common area used by students on a day-to-day basis. And what I like is that as a student, I can look up and I can see this new video wall, a screen that projects all the information I need as a student. Here to tell us about the technology on the wall is our AV tech, Chris, from Durham College.
Welcome to the SSB building at Durham College. My name is Chris Coughlin and I work here as an audiovisual technician. What we're looking at here today is our brand new video wall that we just had installed in partner with Global USS. This new video wall is quite a bit larger than our last one. We have upgraded from a 2x3 video wall to a 3x3 video wall, which is a much larger image. This image shows campus information, digital signage, and lots of other information the students would need to know. Another thing to mention about this new video wall that we have is the brightness that now we've achieved. With this building, one of the features is a nice glass side building. So with a brand new video wall and the brightness, students from anywhere on our campus should be able to see important news and events.
Here I am again, and this time I'm in one of the more exciting learning spots at Durham College campus. It's the Esports Arena, built for its innovation and its excitement for teaching and learning. Behind me is 46 high-end gaming machines. To tell us more is Sarah Wag, the Esports Arena manager.
The Durham College Esports Arena was built with the student experience in mind. This appeared as a 3-pillar approach at Durham College: academic integration, varsity esports teams, as well as the student engagement and community piece. For academic programs, the Esports Arena is a hands-on experiential learning lab for students who come to Durham College. There's a variety of academic programs where students are able to see what it feels like to work in a real simulated environment once they graduate our academic programs. This is for both endemic and non-endemic programs to esports. For varsity, we're happy to support 8 varsity teams. These teams compete not just regionally, but internationally as students who are able to compete across North America and in some cases against other continents. For the student engagement piece, we're very happy to have students in varsity, academic, and non-endemic esports related programs participate in a variety of events here on campus. We're able to run intramurals for student engagement. We have the opportunity for esports clubs, which is the largest club on campus. We're very happy. And it's a way for students to show their peers that this is a safe space to enjoy your gaming hobby.
Here in front of us, we have the director's station, which allows us to control the Esports Arena. It allows us to control the variables as the TVs, which you'll see around the arena. It will allow us to show different sources on a variety of different screens. The way we do this is leveraging Crestron equipment, and we partner with vendors to allow us this versatility in this room. With this versatility, we've been able to create a unique director station that fits our Durham College Esports Arena quite well. We're able to watch PTZ camera footage of the players in action. We're able to watch the video feed of the video games. And most of all, we're able to have broadcasters here who can watch the event and they can stream it out. So we are partnered with Global USS, and with Global USS, we're able to leverage the Crestron equipment in our lab. And the way that we've done that in the esports arena is by partnering with our vendor, Global. They've been able to design an interface with the Crestron equipment that allows us to have touchscreen control of the entire lab.
I'm here with Jeff Chick, Director, Business Development and Client Relations from Global USS, and Matt McKegg, the Regional Director for Crestron Canada. How have you seen the importance of technology grow within higher education?
Thanks, Richard. Thanks for having us here, and it's really great to talk about technology in higher education. Crestron has been a leader in higher education with our A+ program, which supports all of our higher education clients. We are seeing these days a huge increase in the amount of technology that people need for synchronous and asynchronous learning. Backbones like you're using here with NVX and DM switches make huge differences for our end users. But what we're seeing now is technology that allows remote collaboration and remote support, as well IT departments being able to support their technology from afar. And that's been a huge change in the market in the last little while for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with Matt more. The wave of technology that was coming into the market before the pandemic has continued to come in. And that has allowed this interactive classroom environment to continue to expand. Gone are the days of hanging a projector and a screen in a room and expecting that that's going to be good enough with some audio. This entire synchronized solution from large format video walls to camera-based solutions that will enable both remote and local learning, and the audio components to that will not work on their own. They have to be tied in with great technology similar to what Crestron's been bringing to the market.
Now that we've been talking about AV and technology in higher ed, I'm just wondering, how have things changed from the typical requests from our colleges now that we are dealing with hybrid learning and remote education?
Great question. Certainly the pandemic has created some new problems, and Crestron has been here to serve those problems. We definitely have seen a huge increase in the value for content recording and also creating spaces that have technology that is very similar so that your end users, professors, people like Cassandra, who was on earlier, could really get into the technology and support and make spaces easy for students. The whole premise of this is to make it easy and simple for students to come in and have that same experience that they would whether they're in class or whether they're at home and learning. We have found content delivery as well as that, as I said before, the asynchronous and synchronous learning to be absolutely critical. In times of pandemic, we have certainly seen a huge increase in the way that people have had to take advantage of technology. Synchronous and asynchronous learning is going to be so important as we start to move students out of their home and back into the classroom. As well, we still feel that there's going to be need for recording content and content delivery in an asynchronous way. We feel that there is definitely going to be a continued need for the back-end infrastructure and switching like Crestron's been able to provide here in this room in the Global Classroom. As well, we see the ability for us to provide ongoing software solutions and products that are going to make things easier as the pandemic continues and as we move out of the pandemic.
Now, those are very good points, Matt, because the reality is that everything that we have to do as an integrator to support clients like yourself, Richard, has to be in mind with the real-world environment today, with the students being, down the street, around the world, or in some cases, at times, back in the classroom. Lab environments need to be considered to be safer as well, so there's technology adjustments that need to happen there. But as we move deeper and hopefully out of this pandemic environment, all the investments that are being made to support a remote and hybrid learning environment need to be kept in mind that they will migrate back into more of a local learning environment as well. There will continue to always be, I believe, moving forward, the remote aspect of it. But to Matt's point with the recording and the casting, but also making sure that all of that investment is still being able to be utilized locally as classrooms start filling up again is going to be key. And that's where our challenge is, to work with great partners that tie all of that together and allow us to deliver solutions that you can be assured are going to be working today and migrate to work tomorrow, maintaining your investment. Throughout our evolution as a company, we've been heavily focused from the very beginning on post-secondary education. Whether it's classroom environments, lecture halls, digital signage, now esports and digital wayfinding on campus, we've helped our clients think through the process of getting students safely onto campus, into classes, and teaching them very efficiently. So we hope you take the opportunity to reach out to us and help us see your vision come to reality. We've got an extremely talented group of technicians and designers, our sales and sales support team, our administration marketing groups. It's an outstanding organization to be a part of, and I know our clients appreciate our vision and our ability to deliver world-class solutions to help them reach their goals. I would be remiss in not pointing out the fact that we can't do anything without the support of our great suppliers like Crestron and all the other manufacturers that it takes to put together these incredible teaching solutions. Thanks very much for your time.
Wow, what a whirlwind tour we had today of innovative AV technology here at Durham College. You got to see that with us in partnership with our partners, Global USS and Crestron, as we explored some of this technology, AV technology, in use here to facilitate the student success at Durham College. We want to thank you for joining in our presentation today. Notice that every screen, the video walls, the student pods, the panels, the stuff that we looked at in the simulation lab, Esports Arena, they were all intentionally installed to facilitate student success. Perhaps these would come into play at your own college. We look forward to engaging with you in discussion as we continue the question and answers on this presentation. But we want to thank you for being part of this particular display. Thank you for your participation today.